What's going on, GameLeapers? This is Iggs, and in today's video, we're going to be going through the 10 best champions, bro, in Platinum and above for patch 13.10. The stats have been out for the last few days, and it's been a pretty red-hot patch. There hasn't been much that's changed, though. Even though items have changed a lot, I mean, there are some new additions to the top 10, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it's staying largely the same, and we will in tomorrow's video dive a bit more into, like, the actual builds and what items have made some champions really broken and just, like, combos of items that are super OP right now. But just remember, guys, like, this isn't going to help you in terms of back timing, positioning, spacing, wave management, cooldown counting, you know, jungle tracking, any of those things. You're still going to be in gold. You're still going to be silver. Like, if you don't trust me, put your rank right now in the comment section, and in 2 weeks' time, tell me what it is again when I do another one of these videos. If you really want to improve at the game, GameLeap.com, go on there, sign up, join thousands of others for exclusive access to our library of content that is added to daily by challenger players and coaches around the world. Those are legit challenger players and coaches, and you will know why every single one of them is going to climb and improve at this game. Now, starting off at number 10, there is no real new tech here, guys. According to the statistics, this is Jax coming in at number 10. Even though Divine Sundra in this patch has been nerfed, who cares about it? This champion is just innately busted. You've even got options where you can go stuff like Jack Show potentially with Bork. Don't really think it's actually that good though. So yeah, just keep playing Divine Sundra Jax and you should be chilling. Top lane at the moment, there really aren't like many other champions who can compete with this guy. So yeah, just keep picking Jax in 13.10. Now coming in at number 9, this is the first of 280 carries on this list. Now you might think that with the new on-hit damage, right, we might see a champion like Bane, we might see a few other 80 carries, but this one is still Draven. This guy is still an absolute weapon in the bot lane, the strongest laner by far at the moment because Caitlyn got nerfed earlier in the season, right? Draven just stands out as the most dominant lane bully right now. Now there are also builds, guys, where you can abuse a bit of Ghostblade on Draven. So if you're going something like Essence Reaver, Ghostblade, and then into something like Collector, or really whatever you want after that, there's even some stuff for like Edge of Nine and Serpent's Fang. Just lethality Draven. I think it's a really good way to play the game if the enemy team is very squishy. So if you see a bunch of squishy champions, guys, on the enemy team, because remember, lethality doesn't really scale too well, so if they build a bunch of armor, you won't be dealing any damage, so make sure they're really squishy before you do this build. Otherwise, you just want to probably be using the new Infinity Edge, right, which is pretty much just a massive damage stat stick, which is what it's always been, but now it's like it's just been performance enhanced. And remember, Infinity Edge is now a mythic item, same with Ghostblade. So Draven, with either of these builds, this champion is still kind of unreal. 50.6% win rate in over 20,000 matches, a 19% ban rate, and he's coming in at number 9. Now, number 8, a champion, despite getting nerfed a lot this season, ever since they kind of like reworked Aurelion Sol a little bit and made him more gimmicky, the champion's just been a mainstay on this countdown, and to be honest, he's going to continue to be on this countdown. And for Aurelion Sol in this patch, the really big talking point is the fact that Lost Chapter is a lot cheaper now. So you can actually go something where maybe you have like Futures Market, so you get Lost Chapter, like maybe you can start with like a Sapphire Crystal or something, and you get Lost Chapter like 750 gold. It's a really broken strategy. But the other option is just to like start D-Ring, and still Lost Chapter is going to be 1100 gold and pretty attainable for you to get. So any late game scaling mage, guys, who's going to be going Lost Chapter into those other items like Leandry's, Ludens, and Everfrost, etc. Like, the great thing there is you're just hitting those item spikes sooner now because of the gold decrease in Lost Chapter. Even though the mythic items are still staying at the same gold value, the fact you get Lost Chapter sooner is going to make your laning phase and early game a heck of a lot easier, especially on a massive scaler like Aurelion Sol. So Aurelion to have close to a 52% win rate in close to 20,000 matches, it's actually pretty nutty for a champion who's really been targeted by Riot as far as nerfs go this season. Now coming in at number 7, we're staying in the mid lane, guys, and this is actually statistically the best mid laner in 13.10, this being the Nine-Tailed Fox, Ahri. 15% pick rate. One of the highest pick rates actually in the patch, and it's for a mid laner. Most of the time you see this for like 80 carries, like Jinxes and stuff, right? But for Ahri to have this, it really goes to show like how popular she is, and that's in over 50,000 games. And that's like the 3rd highest amount of games in this top 10. And yeah, to have close to a 52% win rate, she's in a really good position. Just like I said for Aurelion Sol, right? Lost Chapter being cheaper, that's really all you need to know about this patch, which means you are going to accelerate your scaling. You're going to hit that item sooner, and it's going to be easier, obviously, to play the game. And because you are actually pretty decent in lane and at level 6, you can really make plays and be in a stronger position because you're getting mana. And yeah, you have those resources behind you. Now, coming in at number 6, going back to the top lane, the second best top laner, guys, for 13.10 is Fiora. Nothing interesting, right? Jax, Fiora, like nothing has changed, bro. Like, even though Divine Sundra has been nerfed a little bit, like, who cares, man? Like, this champion is still going to scale extremely well with Grass the Undying. Like it would be really nice to see some like other champions really OP in the top lane. Maybe you just have to pick like Poppy when you see a Fiora, and that's it. That's the only way you can beat this champion. And for this champion to have a 51.3% win rate, and this is after like getting nerfed as well, by the way. Like Aurelion Sol's been nerfed a lot, Fiora's been nerfed a fair bit as well in season 13, close to 20,000 matches, a 51.5% win rate almost. Like, you've just got to have her in your champion champion pool, it seems. Now, top 5, guys, and if you are enjoying these videos, please let us know by leaving a like down below. Number 5, this is the second best support in this patch, this being Milio. So the new dude on the block, or kind of, he's been out for like a patch or so now. But yeah, Milio, according to the stats, 16% win rate, 16% pick rate, so that's more than Ahri. That's over 55,000 games so far, a 52% win rate almost. And that's why he's an S+ tier champion. He works well with a lot of AD carries, he's very just OP in terms of being innately broken. Also, you might mention here, like Shirelia's battle song coming around cheap, so you get this mythic item earlier, and obviously the spike it gives you, this is really good. And that also goes for Ardent Sensor, like the actual total cost going down and the changes here. So any Milio mains, let me know in the comment section just how different this champion feels, and if they feel more OP because of those item changes as well. So Milio number 5. Now moving on to number 4 in the countdown, guys, we're going to the top lane, the best top laner for 13.10. If you want to just like really annoy the enemy team and top laner, to be honest, if they're an attack damage champion, you've got to lock in Rock Solid. This guy's banned, by the way, in over 21% of games. Like, this champion, bro, is not meant to be like this. Like, I still don't know why he's allowed to be this obnoxious still. Like, I know they nerfed like your WMAX Malphite maybe edition, but the point is like he's still really hard to verse for the majority of players, because even if you pick a champion that's good into Malphite, there's no like guarantee you actually beat him, because yeah, he is really, really strong. Close to a 52% win rate. I swear I've said that for like every champion in this video. But yeah, in over 25,000 matches to have that win rate, S+ tier champion, best top laner according to the stats in platinum and above across the world. Moving into the top 3, here we go. Juicy. Number 1, support. In 13.10 is Blitzcrank, the crankmate, banned in 33% of games. That's when you know, bro, a champion is just so toxic for the game. Not really, actually. I like the crank. If you're going to blind pick a really a mobile support, like one of those enchantresses, you deserve to get Blitzcranked, especially if you're not going to ban it, right? So yeah, close to 30,000 games, 51.5% win rate. Just make sure you're playing Blitzcrank, I think, with Glacial Augment. You land one hook, slows the enemy support or AD carry, whichever one you don't hook, and you've got an amazing chance of killing someone. Ever since they buffed Blitzcrank's base damages in his Q last season, and also to his ultimate, it just makes that rock grab all the more deadly. Now moving into the top 2, the best AD carry in 13.10. And this is, guys, one of those on-hit champions, and I kind of predicted this in our recent videos, that Kog'Maw was going to be cracked. That's because the new Ginsu is giving you AP, right? And when you pair this with something like Runaan's Hurricane, because lots of champions are going to be close range, diving onto you, trying to kill you, you shred everyone, bro. Like, this champion is absolutely nuts at the moment. To be honest as well, I would probably put Kog'Maw at number 1. He is shredding everything at the moment, and in over 43,000 games, a 53.27% win rate. Not much as well counters him in the bot lane. Maybe something like a Jhin can do well, because you can play a range and, like, you know, control the Kog'Maw a little bit, but Caitlyn is nowhere near strong enough to bully him, and that's the same for other champions as well. Draven is too close range too, so when you get close to a Kog'Maw, like, you're just going to cop it so much because he's so busted. So I guarantee you guys, like, most of these champions, especially Kog'Maw, is going to get nerfed next patch. Now, number 1 champion in the game. Can you guys guess who it is? It is the only jungler on this countdown, and it is by far the best jungler in the game right now for 13.10. So if you're not picking or banning the cockroach, bug splat Khazix, then you're really missing a trick. Now, by the way, if you are picking this champion, you have no self-respect, like straight up, because it's just that busted, and you're really just elo inflating yourself. Like, bro, you're going to be plat 2 like in a week when they nerf him anyway, so who cares? But yeah, at the moment, guys, like Khazix is the most broken champion, 68,000 matches, 19.8% pick rate, and he has a 52.63% win rate. 40% ban rate, by the way. People really don't like playing against this champion, even if you get going in the early game. We've even seen him pick to MSI, for goodness sake. Like, that is when you know Khazix is incredibly busted, because he's getting picked in pro, because he's getting picked at the highest level of pro play. So yeah, guys, those are the top 10 champions for 13.10. Thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you on our next Season 13 upload. This has been Eggs. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Peace.